Yo, what's going on everybody? It's Gem Live and welcome back to another video. And today is going to be more like a rant style video of something that's been really bothering me lately. It's not a new topic, it's kind of been going on for years. But out of all the videos I've seen, I don't think anyone's really adequately explained it or given possible solutions for the problem. If you can't tell by the title of the video, we're going to be talking about load management. And for those of you who might not know what it is, simply speaking, it's where you take a player, usually the best player on your team, and you let them rest a game fully healthy, whether usually against worse competition or at the end of a back-to-back. So let's say a team plays Tuesday night and Wednesday night. They're gonna take that best player, say hey, we wanna save you, we don't want you to get hurt, it's a lot of work on your body, take Wednesday night off. Now, if you come at me and say, oh, it's all about May or June, it's all about winning rings, that's what the whole season's really all about, then you got me. I totally agree with you. And even to take it a step further, what I think all teams should do it, I think more players should do it, because if it's really all about the end, then it makes sense. And I think players should play the least amount of games that they can to avoid injury while still keeping their groove, their rhythm, their game intact. But that's not how I view it. So every day people around the world play basketball. If I go to my gym, there's always gonna be 20 to 50 people playing at any given time. But they're not making millions of dollars. Why these NBA players are making millions of dollars is because across an NBA season, millions of people are gonna go buy a ticket, get parking, buy food, buy their favorite player's jersey, and sit down and watch a game. So if you look at it from that, it sounds more like an entertainment business. And I don't know how the NBA is getting away with this, because this would not fly in any other industry. So to give you an example or kind of give you some perspective, let's say you drop $300 to go to a Kanye West concert, okay? And then you get there early, spend all this money, whatever, and then you get there, someone hops on stage and said, hey, Kanye, this isn't a huge venue right now. He has Coachella in a few weeks, and he doesn't really want to lose his vocal cords, so we're gonna have someone else come and perform his songs. People would be irate, people would lose their minds. And one more example, let's say you're going on a date with your girlfriend, you really want to go all out, get all dressed up nice, you order a $70 steak, and they come out to you and said hey, we have a competition coming up, we really don't want to use our best meat, so we went over to Denny's, got you a $5 steak. You would lose your mind, it doesn't make sense. So the fact that NBA is getting away with this and giving a worse product, it's just crazy to me. And let me be very clear, I know injuries happen. I'm not saying athletes should play through injuries. If they're on a minutes restriction, if they need to sit out a game because they're really not feeling well, then I totally get that. That's been going on forever. I have no problem with that. All right, so here's where the video gets interesting. So I know this has been a thing. It's not really a new thing. Popovich was doing it with the Spurs 10 plus years ago. And recently it's been a big issue because Kawhi Leonard specifically has been doing this a lot. And this is kind of where the ends justifies the means. So he did it for 73 games in San Antonio. They couldn't do it. They felt like they quit on him. Shipped him to Toronto. He did the same thing in Toronto, and then they won a ring. And so now hey, it works. And so now that's why I think it's even a more interesting debate. But looking at Adam Silver, I think he needs to make a change. And here's some things that I think fans, players, and coaches could all agree on. So my first proposition is, if the player is healthy and you intend to load manage, then you should give the fans a 2-week notice prior to the game. That, let's say the Clippers go out and say, hey, on March 15th, Kawhi and Paul George aren't playing. And they would say, why would you do that? That's not fair. They're not gonna sell us out. But if they sell out 50% of their stands, that's what they deserve. They're pushing a product, and people are overpaying for a product they're not getting. So last year, the Clippers, they had a good season, they made the playoffs, but their tickets weren't nearly as expensive as they were this year. And that's simply because Kawhi and Paul George are there, and they're making a hype, they're a lot better of a team, and their prices went up, and they should go up because it's an amazing product. People are gonna be super entertained, they're gonna see some of the best players on the planet night in and night out. But it's only fair to the consumer to know what they're buying. And so if Kawhi and Paul George both aren't playing, they still want to sell out the arena, so they're going to lower the tickets. I think that's just fair all the way around. And to give an example, I have a friend back home, Dawson, and he's graduating high school, and for his graduation present, he's a huge Pistons fan, and he's getting $600 tickets to go to a Pistons Clippers game because he loves the Pistons, loves Kawhi, loves Paul George. And when I heard that, I was like, that would really, really, really suck if his only graduation present and what he's been looking forward to and dropped all this money on, if Paul George and Kawhi don't even play and he's spending $600 on this ticket. That just like makes no sense to me. So the second option I came up with is interesting. So if they don't go for that, if they say they don't want to do that, here's another thing that I think is very fair. These players are getting millions and millions of dollars. Some of the top contracts can be between $200 and $250 million for like 4 to 6 years. It's insane, a ridiculous amount of money. And like at a job, like if you're not putting out a product or you're not coming, you're not gonna get paid as much. And so what I think is for every single game that you miss healthy, it docks your pay, or there's like some sort of salary, just like the NFL, how they have a contract where they have this contract, this much guaranteed. If they live up, there's incentives, you can get more. And so they give players a contract that's the max. But if you're gonna miss games while you're healthy and you're not performing, you're not playing, I don't think you should get paid as much because you're getting paid to do nothing, essentially. And the third option I came up with is if the NBA decides to just cut their losses, it becomes like too much of a problem and they schedule fewer games in the season, like no back-to-backs, just maybe like 10 to 20 fewer games. And this is my third option because this will never happen. GMs would lose their mind. They would lose so much money. That would be like 10 more home games where they're not getting all this revenue. So I don't think that would ever happen. And so Kawhi's kind of been like the leader of this movement. And on the opposite side, we have LeBron James. So LeBron's in his 17th year. He's playing amazing and people are like, LeBron, chill out. Stop playing so hard. Stop playing all these games, like take a break. But LeBron, I think he's so like mature and wise. He knows that basketball. He knows he's getting paid millions of dollars. He knows he's a lot of people's role models, inspiration, and they're coming to games to see him. And so he sees it as a business. He sees it as promoting like his own product. And so LeBron's been outward about like, if I'm healthy, as long as I have in this NBA or in the league, I don't have that many years left. So I'm gonna play as much basketball as I can. And for me personally, I respect that. And if he gets hurt, it's gonna be an I told you so. But if he doesn't, it's gonna be the same thing as if Kawhi wins a ring or not. It's kind of like the end justifies the means. But in my perspective, what LeBron's doing is a lot more admirable. And I go to San Diego State. Kawhi's jersey just got retired, so huge Kawhi fan. But just on this specific issue, I don't necessarily think we see eye to eye. So that's pretty much it, and I want to make this video because I see it progressively becoming more and more of a problem and more fans are getting frustrated by the day. And I think if the NBA doesn't do something soon with it, this is going to slowly be devastating for them. I think they're going to lose viewership, they're going to lose fans' trust, they're going to lose team loyalty. And so I really think the NBA should do something because I don't know how they've been getting away with it for so long, because like I said, no other entertainment industry would ever get away with this, and so it's kind of blowing my mind. So let me know down in the comments what you think. If you have any other ideas, whether you agree or disagree. Again, if you're looking at it purely from a championship perspective, I'm totally on your side. I think they should rest more, but I don't think that's what basketball is. People that play all the time don't get paid. So these guys we're paying to see them. We deserve the product. And you deserve to get the product that you're paying for. So I'm trying to get on a new schedule. I'm trying to post a video every Thursday now. I'm sorry it's been so long, but I'm really excited to get back into it. I've got a good feel for the semester, kind of getting in the flow of things. So I will see you guys next Thursday. Peace.